These are the top 5 credit unions for personal loans to help you pay off your credit card debt. So on today's episode, we're going to cover a really big topic about credit card debt and how to potentially get yourself out of it, because a lot of people think that this is an endless, vicious cycle that never ends, but I have some really great news for you. There are some remedies out there that can potentially help you. So I compiled a list of the top 5 credit unions out there that offer personal loans ranging from $30,000 all the way up to $100,000. And the biggest question that people ask me, is it even possible to get a personal loan if you have bad credit? The answer is yes, and unfortunately it is no at the same time. If you're in serious credit card debt, that means that your credit cards are potentially completely maxed out and your credit score has tanked. And unfortunately, if you were to just walk into a bank and say, hey, can I get a $30,000, $15,000, or even a $10,000 loan, or even a $6,000 loan? The bank is gonna immediately tell you no. And this is exactly why you never want to go to a traditional bank. You want to do it with a credit union, because if you build and establish a relationship properly with a credit union, they will be more incentivized to give you a personal loan to help you get out of credit card debt. I know that sounds crazy and a lot of people find it unbelievable, but it's 100% true, because I have helped thousands of my clients do this exact same thing. Now, I'll be honest with you, there were not a lot of clients that had outrageous credit card debt. So let's just make that a disclaimer. This is not financial advice or legal advice, and I am not an attorney. So how do we actually build our relationship to make it strong, to make us presentable, and incentivize the credit union to give us that personal loan? It's actually pretty simple. Well, maybe not, depending on who you are. And this is standard practice. All you have to do is open up a checking and a savings. You just do the free checking and the free savings, put as much money as you can into your savings account, and don't come into the comments saying, well, if I had money to put into my savings account, Mike, I wouldn't be in this situation. No, I understand, but I'm telling you what the recipe is, okay? Open up a checking and a savings, put as much money as you can into your savings, even $5, $20, everything you put into your savings, do not touch. Do not pull that money out. Let it grow. Then, of course, you're going to want to set up a direct deposit. If you don't have direct deposit, make sure that you are depositing your checks into that relationship with that credit union that you're trying to achieve this personal loan with. And the final piece of the puzzle is going to be a secured loan with that bank. Now, what you want to do is a minimum of a 24-month term. If you do 6 months, it's too short. If you do 12 months, it's too short, because you're going to open up the account and then it's going to close in a short period of time, which is going to have a negative impact on your credit score. You want to go for a 24-month term. Every credit union is going to vary based on their requirements for the secured loans, so make sure that you ask them clearly what that looks like. You want to do all of this that I just explained to you for a minimum of 6 months. At maximum, really 8 months. If you really want to push it, you got extra time, you can do it for a full year, and then you go after the personal loan. And this is the top 5 list that I have ready for you. Coming in at number 5 is Navy Federal, because guess what? Everyone can't get into Navy Federal. If you don't know how to join Navy Federal, you can watch some of my previous videos where I give you a clear tutorial on how to get in there. You don't have to be a member of the armed forces to get in. There's different ways that you can do that. But with Navy Federal, you can get a personal loan all the way up to $50,000. Navy Federal is going to ask you, what do you need to use the money for? Be honest. This is not one of those times that you want to lie when you're actually filling out a personal loan application, okay? Because they can pull your card and they may catch you. So don't play that game. It's not necessary. But with Navy Federal, you have the options for a debt consolidation loan, $250,000 all the way up to $50,000. The terms for that are going to be all the way up to 60 months for a debt consolidation loan. The interest rate is going to vary from 8.99% all the way up to 18%. It's going to vary based on your term. The shorter the term, the lower the interest rate. The higher the term, the higher the interest rate. Understand that. But let's say hypothetically, even if you get a bad interest rate at 18%, I know that's horrible and that's really bad to say, but I want to give you some premises here so you can really think about this. If you have a credit card that has 30% interest rate, but then you go down to 18, you're still slashing that interest rate. It's still helping you. So just remember that and keep that in mind. Now, if your other reason is just a personal loan, you're looking at a term of 36 months all the way up to 60 months, varying from 8.99% all the way up to 18% interest rate. But if you're looking for some type of home improvement and you're going to use this personal loan for that, this is exactly why it's important to be be honest and tell them what the money is for, they're going to give you even longer terms. Now, the terms for a home improvement loan, which is / personal loan, okay, I don't want to confuse everyone out there, but if you're a homeowner and you need this, you're looking at 36 months all the way up to 180 months. Your interest rate is going to vary from 8.99% all the way up to 18%. But as you can see right there on the screen, it's going to tell you no collateral is required, but you have to have a $25,000 minimum loan amount for the 61 to 84 month term and a $30,000 minimum loan amount for 85 to 180 month term. The credit score you should be looking at whenever you're going to apply for a personal loan with NIH Federal is a minimum of a 660 FICO 8 credit score with TransUnion. They're only going to pull from TransUnion. Understand that. I would highly suggest that you be above a 700 if you're looking to apply for any type of personal loan with any credit union. I want to give a special shout out to all my beasters out there that are working hard to fix their credit using DisputeBeast, the most advanced AI credit repair software ever created. But specifically, I want to give a shout out to Matthew. Matthew's credit score went up 285 points after one round with DisputeBeast. And Maurice's credit score went up 237 points after one round with DisputeBeast also. But let's not forget Shakia. Shakia's credit score went up 215 points after just one round with DisputeBeast also. Now, DisputeBeast link is going to be in the video description and pinned at the top of the comments for anyone that needs to fix their credit. Last part's the most important. Also, before I get into number 2, understand, do not fall for any of those debt consolidation scams out there that are telling you, hey, yeah, we're gonna negotiate your actual credit card bills down, but we need you to default on your credit cards and then we'll renegotiate them. Understand something. True debt consolidation is exactly what I'm teaching you right now. You take out a personal loan to consolidate all your credit card debt into one payment, and then you pay back that credit union or that bank. Debt consolidation is not, and I repeat, not when you actually default on your credit cards and then you try to negotiate with the lender and you pay some company out there. There's a billion of them out there that are actually trying to get people to do this, and the CFPB is actively going after them because it is very misleading. Because what these debt consolidation companies are not telling you is they do not in any way, shape, or form have the power to protect you against a lawsuit. American Express, Chase Bank, a lot of these banks are initiating lawsuits to people that are doing this now more than ever. We've never seen anything like this before, so understand, debt consolidation companies are 100% a scam if it is not an actual personal loan, because what they'll ask you to do is to default on your credit card for at least 6 months and then charge off the account. Then they're going to tell you, we need you to put some money in this escrow. Once it gets to $1,000, then we're gonna negotiate a lower actual payoff with the credit card company, and then you're gonna pay us a certain percentage of the money. You can do all of that on your own, but it's not necessary to default on your credit card. You can reach out to your credit card company and let them know you're going through a financial hardship, and they will work it out with you. I promise you. Yes, they may shut off the credit card, but guess what? Shutting off the credit card and then rebuilding a relationship with that credit union or that big bank is gonna be much more valuable than just defaulting on it and then settling the actual account. Because people will come to me later on and say, hey Mike, can you delete this from my credit report? You have now went from a 65% plus chance of deletion all the way down to less than 10% chance of deletion once the item is marked paid and settled on your credit report. I just want you to know that. Sorry, I went a little rant there, but I want to give you as much information as I possibly can. Coming in at number 4 is NASA Federal Credit Union. Anyone can join the next 4 credit unions. NIH Federal is the only one on this list that has its requirement, but NASA Federal Credit Union is a hidden gem. Their personal loans go all the way up to $30,000. They do offer terms that are going to be from 60 months all the way up to 84 months. Their lowest APR is 9.84% and their highest is 10.84, which is kind of wild. I don't believe that, so just remember that, okay? I don't support this because I have a bad feeling that that interest rate is going to go up based on how much you're going to get, your credit score, and the term that you choose, because that's generally how it works. So I'm kind of shocked that they capped it right there, which they'll probably fix it eventually, but I'm just saying. Also be aware that all of these credit unions do not ask you for any type of documentation as long as you're truthful. If you put some crazy amount on your application of money that you don't make, they may pull your card, okay? But generally speaking, all of these credit unions do not ask for any type of documentation or proof of income. And also be aware that NASA Federal Credit Union offers a cash line of credit all the way up to $30,000 also. Coming in scorching hot at number 3 is going going to be Pentagon Federal Credit Union. They are coming in with a whopping $50,000 loan with a term of all the way up to 5 years. Now the rate is going to start at 8.99% APR. Now of course it's going to climb higher with a higher term. Now it clearly states on Navy Federal's and NASA's and Pentagon Federal Credit Union, no fees or penalties, no origination fee, no early payoff, and no balance transfer fee. The no balance transfer fee can vary from credit union to credit union, so make sure that you pay attention to that. But the majority of these credit unions are going to have no origination fee and no early payoff fee. I will tell you the only caveat with Pentagon Federal Credit Union is going to be if you are a business owner, you need to ensure that you're being paid legitimately with a check that shows proof of your income, because they may pull for any proof of income with PenFed. Usually about at the 6 to 8 month mark, they're going to ask you for proof of your income. For whatever reason, they do that. And I know this because it's happened to me and it's happened to other people that I know, and they can shut off your account if they deem that your paycheck is not eligible or it's not valid, even though it is, because you're being paid by a real entity. But whatever, I just want you to be aware that that is a caveat. If you are a business owner, be aware. Coming in at number 2, burning up the charts, is NIH Federal Credit Union. Now NIH is going to offer a personal loan that goes all the way up to $50,000. Now you're currently looking at a fixed rate currently as low as 7.49% with NIH. Now you're looking at terms of 36, 48, and 60 months. Now, of course, it's going to say right there on the screen, no collateral requirements, which is what we love, of course. And then it also has a skip and pay option every 12 months and optional loan guardian debt protection. Now, what that looks like is basically like if you lose your job, it can protect you, cover some payments, or possibly cover the whole loan. I haven't really dug into that, I'll be honest with you. Oh, what the hell? We're already here, so let's just go ahead and open it up. So protect your loan with Guardian. So NIH's Loan Guardian is available to protect your NIH Federal Credit Union credit card, auto, or personal loan from continuing payments and debts following unexpected life events such as death, disability, and involuntary unemployment. So that's pretty awesome. So if you get the actual Loan Guardian, which some credit cards offer this, and I tell people all the time, if you have this option, add it to your plan, even if it costs you a little bit more money, because it can protect you. When I lost my job, some of my credit cards, they actually allowed me to pay them off completely. They didn't close them because I had the additional insurance with those credit card companies. It was pretty wild. This happened about 6 years ago when it happened to me, and I lost my job, unfortunately, but that was before the whole YouTube and all this whole social media thing. But it's pretty crazy to think that it can actually protect you. It does work. For a lot of people out there that don't believe it, it totally does. All I had to do was submit an actual letter from my previous employer where they actually stated that they laid me off, and they just wiped that debt away. It was pretty crazy. I'm pretty shocked that that actually happened with my Care credit card. That's the one I did it with, and the company just wiped it away. They left it open, and then once I was back on my feet, I was doing everything great with my credit. They actually raised that credit limit, even though I filed that claim, which I thought they were going to shut it down, but they totally did not. Now, coming in at number 1 is a credit union you may have not heard about. It is called Alliant Credit Union. Now, this is a very large credit union, and it is going to offer anywhere from $1,000 all the way up to a $100,000 personal loan. They're going to offer anywhere from 12-month terms all the way up to 60 months. You're looking at an interest rate of 8.49% all the way up to 11.49% on the high end with a 60-month term. Just remember, it's all going to vary based on your credit, your relationship, and also your term. That plays a huge role. The longer you extend it, the higher that interest rate's going to be, unfortunately. So let's go over some of the things here. It clearly states typically same-day deposit into your account. That's pretty much with all of these credit unions. The moment you're approved, they'll just deposit that money into your savings or your checking, wherever you designate it. It's usually within a 24-hour period. It's really crazy. With Navy Federal, I did a personal loan. That first personal loan I did was $30,000, and the second one was a maximum of $50,000. After I paid off each one of them, I mean, that was pretty crazy. But when I did it, I'm telling you, I was approved, and I went back into the app, and it was instantaneously, and I was like, yo, that's really crazy. It was instantly in there. That is going to apply to all of these. I don't think any of them will actually take more than 24 hours to transfer that money. But also loan approval and APR based on payment method, credit worthiness, and ability to repay. That's huge, ladies and gentlemen. Then the other one, no collateral required for these unsecured personal loans. Terms of 1 to 5 years, no prepayment penalty, pay early and save on interest. Always remember, if you're trying to get a personal loan, you want to build and establish that relationship. Do that all before you ever apply for a personal loan. And again, I'm gonna stress this enough to you. You want to be above a 700 FICO 8 credit score. That is very important to understand. A lot of people are out there gonna mislead you and tell you that you can get in a lot lower. Yes, you can. Some of them will take you potentially at a 580 to a 640. I know that sounds crazy, but Navy Federal has been known to do that for some people. But if you establish and build a relationship, of course, they have reason to give you more money because you've established that relationship. This is why it's super important and very vital if you're looking to get a personal loan. So I hope you enjoyed the video. We covered another big one on how to get up to a $100,000 personal loan with a credit union. Now make sure that you watch this next video because it is about another credit union that you may not have actually heard about before. And if you felt that I brought you some value in this video, make sure that you don't forget and subscribe to increase your credit score.